nice, very nice.
I'm seeing them.
I haven't been to your new place yet.
Oh no, I don't think have any of us.
No, haven't. So it's different. Christmas lights, nice.
Yeah,
Excellent.
Being festive this year.
So
good.
festive. Very, very good.
I can feel it.
Well, if we are
Yeah,
ready,
I got mood lighting. If you guys ever want to come over and take advantage, you know.
get that mood going.
I can feel.
Oh, you guys, I love you. I miss this. I miss this a lot. I'm glad this is what we're doing right now.
I missed this more.
All right, friends. Let us dip back
Jeez.
into the tomb of annihilation. No, you have to. You have no choice. I'm pulling you in. So, our opening scene takes its place upon the screen once again. The leather-bound book with the face of the tomb embossed upon the front. The pages swinging open and spilling into our view. They recap the inky illustrations of the events of our last episode. We see the interaction on the beach of the Bay of Chult. Alexandria's surprise appearance upon Wakanga's boat, much different than she was a week ago. Much has changed in such a short time. Now, she's flanked by two were-tigers posing as Kalamshite merchants, herself included. Along with her new appearance, she wears a clawed scar across one side of her face. The reunion is tense. We see Wakanga's vessel, the scene on board, as it sails back to port. The party receiving their rewards. Wakanga telling them the grim story of his past. Brolin receiving the news of his brother's recent death. Many private talks were held upon the deck of that ship, with only the lapping waves and the horizon in the distance to listen in. The ship makes port, and we see the party escorted through the streets of the merchant ward of Port Nyanzaru in an impromptu parade of Wakanga's new power, his newest toy, Vorn, taking the lead. Many powerful eyes spot the characters during their triumphant return to Port Nyanzaru, one of which Valfine's keen eyes catch. Jabal, the merchant prince of guides, a man the party owes a considerable amount of gold, has taken notice of your return and the absence of your guide, Iku. But this problem would have to be left for another day, as we hear Wakanga's whisper to Asteria during the parade. I have been talking to Samuel. I am very interested in Omo. We see the party pass the now Zen-controlled Temple of Savros and take in the view at the same time of the colossal damage at the front gate of Port Nyanzaru, still recovering from the undead siege. We see the party enter Wakanga's villa. We see the pre-revolution family portrait of the Omnian governor of the port and his family. The name Delos shines in gold across the plate beneath it. Our next shot opens with the ringing strike, ping, of glasses clinking together in celebration. A feast is being held in Wakanga's villa in honor of those who survived the jungles of Chult and retrieved his most precious Vorn. As the comfortable veil of luxury is placed once again upon the laps of our party, everything begins to slow down. Each drop of pouring honey mead comes to a complete stop. We immediately hear the cracking of ice in the distance as the room slowly begins to freeze over, the temperature visibly dropping. The candles are snuffed out. The sneaking frost acts more like spider webs as they collect across the stone walls of the room, covering the chamber in an icy blue sheen. The only one still moving in the room, still breathing, and we can see that breath, is Asteria. As our camera focuses upon her, we see a shadow upon the wall at her back, as someone approaches from off-screen. Well, well, well. And that is where we left off, friends. And that is where we open up. Our scene goes dark and then brightens back up into that same room. The scene opening with the grand table filled with the food at Wakanga's home. Let me throw you guys back into the villa. There's going to be some music here that I'm going to turn off, because that's not the music that we have. We have much different music that I hope plays. Yes. Yes. Very, very good.
It's not ominous at all.
No, it's not. Why would it be? So, our scene opens on the table, and our camera is moving across the table, and we see someone walking next to it. And then we see their hand. Just their hand and their shoulder. That's all we get in the shot. We see a pinstriped suit. Beautiful, pristine. And we see a single hand, humanoid in nature, except for one long index finger that forms into what almost looks like a dagger. And it's all frozen over in a sheen of... It looks as though this entire hand is made of ice. And we see this single finger as this figure walks adjacent to this long table, place that bladed index finger on the table, and we hear a very audible as it drags its way across the now frozen sheen over the top of the banquet table. And our camera comes up after it follows that single scratch across the table, and we see Asteria, and we see an all too different Crowley from what we've seen before. He wears a pinstripe suit, as I described before. He's a very tall and lanky individual. His features elongated. As we move up to his face, Alex, do you have any description of what Crowley looks like that you want to add?
No. I'm assuming this is Crowley's actual form instead of the one he's trying to corrupt everyone else.
Quite possibly, so I will give it to you. We see a beautiful person. Someone, it's hard not to call them beautiful in the way that they look, but it is a twisted beauty. Elongated features, as I described before. His flesh is all blue. All of it, icy, sheened blue, and you can see almost reflections off of different parts as he turns. His eyes are black voids. There's nothing there. He has hair, but it's completely frozen over, and it comes down in sort of a slicked back greaser mane. And it is also black, and we see two blue horns that curl their way back all the way to the back of his head and almost curl like I imagine ram horns would, but they curl back just like his slicked back hair. And yeah, we see him standing there. The shirt he wears under the suit is blood red. It is blood red and contrasts everything else about him. And he smiles a toothy grin, each tooth filed to a perfect point. His mouth is also a void of darkness. His tongue is as well. We can see that is also just a void of color. And we hear him say, "My dear sister, I do hope it's okay if I call you that. We were raised by the same person. I am correct. I thought, well, the thought had never entered my mind that you would be the one to contact me. Not so soon, at least. Not while you had so many. And he looks around the room of your frozen comrades. Friends at your side. Something must be amiss.
Well, revenge is always a dish best served cold.
And he has such a big, like, that smile curls across his face and it goes from one ear to the other. Ah, yes. Vengeance is all too familiar to my master. Tell me, sister, who has done you wrong? And he's like going around the room and putting his hands on everybody.
Oh God, mortal duck, duck, goose.
Yeah, he's like going one person at a time, and you can just see that single bladed finger.
Oh my god! I forgot the name of the society, so I can't actually say it.
The Dept Society is.
My vengeance is with I can't even say it all of a sudden.
You're
But
fine.
with them, I was planning on starting with the princes, like this one.
Oh, this one. And he makes his way across the room with one stride. He is all the way over to Wakanga, in the middle of a toast, by the way, completely frozen. And he puts a hand on his shoulder, but something you notice, he isn't touching anyone. He can't. He is centimeters from them. But he is as close as he can possibly get. He'll say, "So, what did they do to you, sister?"
Oh, they've stolen what is mine, and killed family. Therefore, I will steal what they have, and kill them.
Ah, yes. Logic. Cold and calculated. He says, "Well, I did not think you would fall in such a similar fashion as me, but it's all too ironic. Oh, Aziraphale." And then he looks at you, and he just has he's got the biggest smile. You are making his day. He says, "So this one must die." And he's looking at Tomu up and down. "Or shall he suffer? What is your will?"
I think I need him in order to make sure that they all suffer.
So, your ambitions go much further. How many princes are there?
7.
He'll say, 7. I do so like that number. Well, I don't see why we can't make this happen. But you must know what it will take. Yes.
Oh, I've always been prepared for that.
I'm not so sure you have. But I admire your gusto. You are making a tall order, Asteria. This one, he points again towards bringing that blade close to Tomu's cheek. A powerful soul. Many ties to this realm. A will for life and power. Equal must be paid if I am to grant your wish. A soul for a soul. I cannot touch him otherwise. I believe you're familiar with the rules. And then he starts to stride towards you. Oh, but lucky you. It would seem that your need for revenge has given your soul strength. Enough that it may very well fit the bill. And since your ambitions drive you further than just this one, perhaps I should tell you how you can achieve more than just this meager soul. Are you interested? Or do your ambitions stop with this one?
Oh no, my ambitions go much farther.
Good. He turns to your friends. There is strength in them as well. Souls for souls. But theirs must be willing. 'Tis a horrible rule, I know. That, or yours to give. If you were able to make such a trade, I could give you all 7. Counts. Says, why, there's 6 here in this room. That includes you. You would only need one other. And he points at Samuel Dren as well. Though this one, and he points at Samuel Dren, his time is very brittle. Not sure how much more he'll be worth. But I'm sure you've made plenty of friends. That individual with the ring and the lizard. Both of them are powerful as well. That makes 7 easy.
We also could use the use the fist.
Says,
They're
fist.
plenty ambitious.
I'll say, if you have powerful friends there, then perhaps as well we can use them. But it all comes down to situations, sister. So far, 2 of your friends, and he points over to immediately Valthine and Alexandria, have resisted me. As I said before, their souls must be willing. That or yours to give. And he'll say,
I like the head shakes.
and he'll say, there is a way to make them yours, sister. A path that I can show you, give you the tool you need. Your ambitions will take you far. This is simply the first step. Do you wish to know, at which point he gets extremely close to you, how to claim their soul?
Help.
Well, if I'm going to be useful to Azeraphil, I need to know how to claim souls.
Of course. There is only one way to claim a soul. You must save the life. Truly save it. That will indebt one soul to you, but only for a brief time. It's a very thin margin. He pulls out like a small string that sort of represents like a lifeline, and then it snaps. A discrepancy that must be acted upon quickly, but upon which the effects will become very apparent. the process of which you might get killed if that individual or others that protect them are around to see you do it. In my opinion, the best option is to wait. I'm sure you're quite good at waiting. How long have you had to wait for this chance at vengeance? What's a little more time? You must wait until their moment is most desperate, at which point you are saving them. A soul preserved for a soul destroyed. They, of course, would have to understand the confines of such a deal, but given a desperate enough situation and enough smaller details left out of the picture, one might find, if pressed for time, inclined to agree. But, of course, we have the issue of death curse. Those who find themselves in such dire situations as to face death cannot be brought back, except by special means. I can give you those means, Asteria, if you would have them. But first, I think we have to solidify this new partnership. You want this one dead. It will take some time. But it can be done.
I think you should start with not this one. This one I can use to get my own revenge.
Which one, then? There are 7. It is your choice.
Who's the bounty hunter guy who we owe
Jabal.
money? Let's start with him.
Can't owe money if he's dead.
Let's start with him. A soul for a soul. Yours first. He holds out his hand towards you.
And I shake it.
And he smiles. As he does, we see that string, a lifeline string that he had before, curl its way out of his pinstriped suit and wrap itself around your hands, and you feel an instant burning sensation as the string sears into your hand, but only for a moment, and then it feels pleasurable. And he says, and he looks at his hand, I must say, I did not think you would be so willing. But, as I said before, it would seem that the children of Aziraphale are so much more prone to falling. Trust me, it's much better down here. And he says, I do so hope you enjoy your new patron, as I have. And he says, you will do Aziraphale proud. And he thinks for a moment. It will take me some time to deal with Jabal. A 10-day perhaps, maybe less. But it will be done before then. When his corpse is in the ground and his soul vanquished, I will come to you again for the next. You will have a soul for me by then, yes?
That is the hope.
Says, good. At which point he says, yes. And what I promised you before. The means to take a soul, if but briefly. Your hand, sister? and he will put that pointed index finger, that bladed finger, and press it right into your hand, and a small dot appears, and a single stroke of blood comes from it, but it freezes to ice before it falls off of your hand, and you feel yourself embedded with a spell, something inside of you. It feels the same way as when Aziraphale gives you spells, but this one's coming from an entirely different source. And what's interesting is you don't feel like you've been broken off from Aziraphale. You just feel like now there's room for more. there is somebody else, and you immediately start to feel that leak in, and it comes in cold into your memory, and it just freezes there. And you have a new spell. You have Revivify, and this Revivify is different. This Revivify must be used on someone within the same round, the same 6 seconds that they fell, that they died. It's not the minute. It has to be within the same 6 seconds. That's the first thing different about this Revivify. The second is that it can bring people back to life. It is the only Revivify in this game that works. But it has to be within 6 seconds of them dying, and you will, for a very short period, be able to, their soul will belong to you in a case of you could sell their soul. But it has to happen in that brief moment. Or you just convince people. That's the other way. As he lifts his hand, he says, "Well, and here I thought today would be another track. You do surprise me, sister." And he looks at all your friends. "I do so look forward to what your future ambitions will bring. Take care." And do you have anything left to say to him?
No. I think we're pretty good now.
Yeah, he slips back off camera. We don't see how he disappears or what that looks like. He's just gone. And immediately, the frost begins to leave with him. The scene playing around us comes back once again. And we hear, I think the first thing we can hear, the glasses clicking once more, and we hear Wakonga's voice. Immediately he says, I think it's the next voice, the next thing we hear is him immediately just saying, "And cheers, my friends, to a successful expedition. You have survived the jungles of Chult, as I said before, but I must say it again. You are excellent." And he immediately, hoists, a glass for a toast in your honor.
And the party grabs Asteria and locks her in a dark corner room of the entire house, behind 10 padlocks,
I'm not sure that could stop me at the moment.
in a straight jacket.
And we're back. Yeah, you guys are in the, right now it's just sort of revelry in this room. Samuel Dren is well drunk, similar with Wakanga, also drunk. You can see it in their faces. They're enjoying the night. What are you guys doing? What does it look like? Talk to me.
Man, I sure do have a good feeling about tomorrow.
This is a great moment.
Great feeling about tomorrow.
Why? You got something going on? You got plans?
Well, we're back in port.
Probably
We're amongst
partially
friends.
drunk.
Like we all sit down to eat, and then Asteria leans over and is like, "So, do you have a moment to talk about my Lord and Savior?"
As if she wasn't trying to convert people before already. Yeah.
Oh,
Now she
I'm
has
not
a
trying to
reason.
convert. I probably won't try to actually use any of you guys.
Probably.
I
that's
wait
what
to
they
use
all say.
random strangers.
Will the random strangers be
They
powerful?
have to have equal power to the souls that they're dealing with.
Uh,
Or I can kill some of the princes myself and use prince souls to kill princes.
Yeah, you could.
Ooh,
Oh shit!
that's dirty.
That is very dirty.
You could. There's it all works.
Anybody else feeling the Little Mermaid up in here? Poor unfortunate
So
in pain.
in need.
Oh my god!
Asteria's just having to make deals with people like, oh, you poor soul. Oh my gosh.
So who is Asteria's prince that has to kiss this demon before fall in love with you as you steal his soul?
We could also choose to move into the next day unless there's anything interactive wise you guys want to do in this room.
I don't think can anyone top that.
I mean, War's getting drunk.
Yeah. War's drinking.
I mean, after the last session, I think he resolved to have a good time for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
He's drinking.
Heck
Yeah,
yeah.
Rowan's definitely drinking. He's going to a funeral. I'm going to a dwarven funeral tomorrow, so I gotta pace myself.
Jeez.
Gets blackout drunk.
Is it
I
right
just
now or
said you
tomorrow?
gotta pace yourself. This is
This
pacing right
is
now.
pacing.
This is training.
I also may have to talk to some of the beggar kings.
Possibly. That's also a thing. I think everybody has shit they need to do in Port Nyanzara, which is pretty important. So I know most of you guys are drinking. Is there any conversation that happens, or do we just fade out of the party scene of everybody clicking glasses and there just being a little bit of frost in the corner? I'm cool with that. If we want to fade right into next morning.
I don't have anything.
Sure.
Okay. So, yeah, we will see the party. I'm going to move us off the Merchant Prince map because I don't think we specifically need it right now. Right here, no. No, don't give me that music. Give me back my merchant music. I just want to see this so I can easily spot places. Merchant's Ward, Harbor Ward, Market Ward, Merchant Prince's Villa. Right. So, each of you sleeps in a luxurious chamber for the night and enjoys the luxuries, obviously, of the villa. A soft bed, a soft pillow, a cool breeze coming through wide open windows. There's a cold glass of ice or cold goblet of ice water near you at night. Every luxury you could possibly imagine you will receive within Wakanga's villa. There are servants up through the night to help you however you want, clear your chamber pot, whatever it needs to happen, to get you through just a peaceful, wonderful night sleep. I think audibly, the coughs and hacks of Samuel Dren can be heard, and any of you could easily notice that Samuel Dren has more servants tending to him in his chambers than you guys. You each get one. He probably has anywhere from 3 to 5 coming to his chambers, but he can definitely be heard tacking up a lung. The death curse still plagues him to this day, and it only gets worse with each passing day. As we wake into the next morn, you are all served food wherever you wish to have it, back at the banquet hall, in your chamber, in a hot tub. It's up to you, or in a steam bath, like wherever you want to be. You can be in his villa, other than obviously his private quarters or snooping around anywhere you shouldn't be. Around every corner there is a gladiatorial guard awaiting you, and the place is well watched and you are well monitored while you are in the villa. But whatever kind of morning you guys wake up to, there are a couple of things that are going to come your way, and I'm imagining a scene in the plaza, the entrance plaza, the open ceilinged entrance plaza with the waterfall coming down of Wakanga's villa, and he's receiving some messages from like a runner boy, and he takes them off of a silver plate and looks at them and calls all of you into this open chamber. You've refreshed, you've gotten food, you are ready for the day. For the most part, you could be wearing your clothes or have your armor on or have, your casual clothes, whatever you guys think that you are wearing, you can be wearing. But he will call you guys down. Alexandria probably wouldn't be included in that, but because she's with the Were-Tiger, these ones aren't specifically for your group right now, Alexandria, but one of them does still apply to you. So you might get called there. And I think we see Wakanga in his, he's still in, the robe he probably slept in, this beautiful multicolored robe that looks just super comfortable. He's in his slippers still. He's got servants on either side of him. He's already started the day, so already probably started doing things. And he'll say, "My friends, it seems that you have received some messages." And he looks, he says, "This one is quite important," and he sees that you can see the seal of a prince of the Golden Throne seal is on it. I believe we all can imagine who that is from, and he will hand it to whoever takes it.
Sure.
All right. War takes it, and then he will move over to Brolin, and there is a much just plainer text. It's got a little bit of ink on it, like colored ink or colored dye or something splattered on it. And you'll pick it up and see your name on the front, Brolin, and it'll say, "And I believe this is yours." And he'll hand that over to you.
Thank you,
Brolin. And he says, "I also believe that Samuel Dren is looking for you, wishing to speak. He is in his quarters. He normally does not come out. He's getting quite weary. Yesterday was a lot for him. I imagine he will stay in bed, but from what my servants have told me, he wishes to speak to at least one of you before you leave, so make sure that you do that." It's up to you guys what you want to do. You want to read those letters?
Yeah, I read.
Yeah. How many letters were there?
Two.
Just two?
Two
Okay.
today. Two for today. Which one we want to crack open first? The Brolin one or the one in War's hands?
War.
Alright. You bust open the seal and you see the big signed name of Jabal on the bottom is the first thing you spot. And the letter essentially says that you are immediately to be summoned to Golden Throne, and that you must arrive there as soon as possible before the sun is highest in the sky. He has words with you in debts owed and answers needed. So. Jabal is his formal letter, and in probably the most passive-aggressive way possible. It states something probably along the lines of, not coming is just a bad idea.
Okay.
Speaking of
Guys, wait, you guys owe Jabal money? You owe him money.
we hired Iku.
And it also states right on the bottom, smaller, P.S., bring Brolin. I must speak with him personally.
Oh, no, that's not fair.
No, it definitely does. It definitely does. Bring your new guide, is what it says on it. And then it says new unsanctioned, and it underlines that word twice, guide.
Okay, listen here. I didn't choose this.
Brolin, do you open yours?
Yes.
I didn't choose the guide life. The guide life chose
The
me.
guide life chose me. You
Obviously,
see,
War is announcing all that stuff, but
you see the crude handwriting that you recognize of Uncle Boris. It says, public bathhouse, meet here. Uncle Boris doesn't read so good.
What is with these damn dwarves in their bathhouses?
You should message me all their names. I can't remember.
No, I think it's even more fun for us to have them see a surprise. Because I wrote them down. I think it's even more fun.
I mad lib that up like crazy. I think it's Aunt Shatterstar or something.
Just write them down after you come up with them.
Oh, and it says in really small letter, Jimmy miss you.
Jimmy. Oh God, not Jimmy.
And his weird son, Jimmy.
I'm glad that I came up with that just out of the blue. All right.
Oh God.
Listen, we can go speak to that jackass in a little bit, but I gotta go. I got a funeral to go to.
I think he is hosting your funeral. I mean, your brother's funeral.
All right. Well, listen, this is a dwarven funeral, so if you don't drink, you're literally spitting on the corpse of my brother. So everyone's got to drink. So grab some. So great. I hand Valfine bread. That's obviously from one of the servant plates. So you gotta eat. Goes on all day.
What's that supposed to mean?
Means you gotta pace yourself. You gotta eat. This is a dwarven funeral. I don't think any of you've been to one. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, yeah, it's like an entire day of drinking.
Okay.
Prepare yourself.
Do we have a time for when that is compared to?
You're not sure. The message was meet bathhouse Jimmy miss. That's like everything.
Yeah, Uncle Boris ain't good at writing.
Are they just unfamiliar with the constitutions of other races?
Silent. He looks at you.
I mean, clearly half of them can't even read or write properly, so...
Oh, don't listen. Boris is a great... He's okay.
I'm not making claims to his character, just his ability to make sound judgments.
No, this is a dwarven funeral. This is customary. If you don't drink, it's like dishonoring, the dead. So if you don't drink until you pass out, it's pretty much like the worst insult you can give.
And
know
if
that much.
Never mind.
Yeah, that's right. You eat this bread. You prepare.
He's just walking around handing the squishies loads of loaves of bread. Like,
Eat the bread.
Eat the bread.
Listen, you gotta eat the bread. I can't feed you the berry. The berry's not gonna fill your stomach.
How much money we got?
I see a total of eight.
Those are not some of them are tens, some of them are ones.
Yeah.
Because how much do we owe Jabal?
You owe him 60,
we owe him per
60
per day,
gold,
right?
60 gold pieces.
I'm sure we can work out a payment plan.
I don't have any money.
Does it involve murder? Your silence is terrifying.
There's a considerable delay
Okay,
here.
that's it.
I would
Yeah.
I would never murder him.
Bullshit.
Well, I'm not. Someone else is doing it for me.
It's true. There's technicality there that's very important.
Bullshit.
Somebody let an owl in here?
Bullshit. Woo.
Oh man.
I might save some people's lives.
Oh.
I have 28
Alright, listen.
gold.
Alright, listen.
Worth of stuff.
Let's go speak to Mr. Dren, and then we can go.
We need to talk to Jabal
Oh.
first.
He's gonna be at my brother's funeral.
Well, he said before noon at Golden.
It does seem more pressing.
God God damn it.
So the way time works is the sun,
I know how
when
time
it
works.
rises. Well, do you understand what these numbers mean?
It's such a long way to a golden throne, too.
200 feet. 200
Pretty
feet.
sure that's in archery range.
Oh yes, yeah. I mean, a whole 50 feet, like across the road.
We'll never make it.
I'm famished.
The Grand
My
Soak
little elf legs.
bathhouse, right?
The Grand Sook is not the bathhouse. The bathhouse is the public bathhouse
Bathhouse
all
is-
the way up.
North.
All the way up here. Picture your brother.
Oh, he's there's his corpse.
It's just
Have
floating.
they not taken it out of the bathhouse yet?
So they're
You're
doing
not
a
sure?
floating casket.
You're not sure?
All right, enough.
Um,
You got listen. If you don't drink, I'm gonna be mad.
Oh no, that's never happened before.
Let's just go.
However-
see Samuel.
However, will we cope with this highly repetitive event?
Oh my god.
Let's just go see Samuel.
what time of day is it?
Morning.
Do we know?
Early morning.
Okay.
Got time.
So
Yeah.
we can go see Samuel and then see, and
No,
then
we can-
make it to a funeral.
Yeah, there we go.
To somebody we don't even know.
He's kind of a jerk to us, even.
What are the names?
And an asshole.
Are your companions with you, Alexander, or did you get them to leave you alone today?
They'll never leave me alone.
Yeah, we probably see them step in and speak in Chultan to you. Their names for me once more. I'm so sorry. I was looking around. I don't have them for some
Really?
reason. They're not in our personal chat. I thought I pinned them.
Now they cease to exist.
I remember their names were super good.
Oh no, they had to go run an errand.
All right. they don't have to be here right now. You have enough power to tell
No,
them to.
Yeah, because I sent them on an errand.
Yeah, there you go.
No, why would they be here? Because they're
Okay.
on an errand.
You're good. You're good.
They're on an errand.
They're on an errand. They may or may not be tracing you as you make your way through.
You guys are so mysterious this game. It's killing me.
I don't have them written down anywhere.
They're somewhere in our chats. I remember finding them. I lost them.
God,
Unfortunately.
that's a considerable work history.
Ooh, yeah, I know.
Or okay, yeah.
Yeah, they weren't in the regular chats. All good. So, is it Samuel Dren first then, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should on our way out. Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Is sad music good here?
Well, he is dying
He is.
again.
Just don't know if this will be too sad.
Samuel Brent suffers.
Yeah, so we step into his chambers. Are you all going in at once? Is there only a few of you?
I'm going in.
We're definitely going.
Valsheen will lag behind. a little.
Should I be here for this?
You could be, yeah. Unless you're asking
Oh.
players.
I can't remember if this was the note that I was not really welcomed for. You know what? Never mind. I'll
No,
hang by
the two
Valkyrie.
notes. The two notes were Jabal and Uncle.
Yeah, I was
Uncle
just trying to
Boris.
think if which one would appropriate to you, Alexandria, because you are sort of with this different group. So I didn't know whether or not Wakanga would want to call down the entire Were Tiger group for messages that are mostly because the Jabal one, I think I'm trying to remember, like, yeah, Alexandria is there from the beginning, so the Jabal one would apply to her as well. So it's also probably would have had your name on it because Jabal got all that. So it would have also been addressed to you. So yeah, you guys all step into Samuel's chambers, where you see that there are a couple of servants noting to him. He is in the very comfortable, lavish bed. The comforter itself is like completely covered. Only sort of his head is exposed, still with the veil over his eyes. And as he sees you, he's going to go. Oh, my friends! He looks over to the servants. Oh, please, give us some privacy, will you? Please, please. And they step out, and he kind of like pushes down the covers and kind of pushes himself up a little bit. Come in. Yes. It was great to celebrate with you. Something to note of last night, like Samuel Dren never got up out of whatever chair he was in. He was sort of hoisted around in that chair, like held by two people. Like he never stood up during your time with him. Even during the party, he was sat down still in that chair that was like mobile, being moved around. So he's sitting up in bed and he says, I was just enjoying last night, spending time near you. You've just come so far, and I just wanted to hear of your adventures, hear of your stories, and take it all in. I've done a lot of talking in my life, and I just wanted to do a lot of listening. Wakanga, he can weave a tale, can't he? I'm sure you've all been treated quite well, yes, and breakfast and clothes. What are you all wearing? Like the clothes provided to you, the nice clothes provided to you by Wakanga, or are you wearing your like natural gear to go out into the city? What do you think?
Still the clothes
I think I'm wearing the nice clothes. I don't want to be
I want to blend.
Yeah, you want to blend. Yes.
I don't want to feel like he doesn't. I don't appreciate his gifts to me.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. He'll say, "Oh, I sure hope that those." He points at. Oops, sorry. He points at the magic items, or maybe you have them, maybe you don't, or he's just referencing them. I do hope what you receive from Wakanga will be able to help you with your future journeys. And I do hope that you're able to do what we set out for here in the first place. Here you all are, once just adventurers. Didn't know what you were doing, came to my chambers, into my mansion, and stepping into my den, my chamber, and here you are, so much further down the line. I can't help but get a little nostalgic, and don't mind me, old man. I'm not old, really. I'm not old at all, but I look it and I feel it. So, a bit emotional. He says, I've called you here for a reason. And I feel as though the reason is evident, but I want to at least articulate it myself. I don't have a long time left. Far too long, I think, for you to complete this journey. Says, I've been speaking with the priests of the Temple of Timora, and what time I was still able to use my legs. It, cost me another favor from Wakanga, but I was able to procure a fortune. Quite an accurate one. Let me see now. And he looks down at a sheet of crumpled up paper that he unfolds under the bed. I have 26 days to live. And he'll fold it back up, put it in his pocket, and he says, under a month, under 3 10 days. Not enough time for you to return from your journey. Not if it's anything like this first one. He says, but I want you to know that my life was not the goal I was seeking. It was the lives of others. Those who would suffer the future of this curse, or, if they're strong enough, suffer its present. I know that originally you came here after the death curse to heal it, to fix it for me, your patron. It seems I'm no longer that patron. Your choices are your own. You are not indebted to me or anyone. I'm more indebted to you now than anything. But you hold with you information. Powerful information. Whatever's in Omu, whatever's causing this, one way or another, must be destroyed. I'd hoped it would be you, a group that I helped form, to do it, and I hope that that might still be the case, but I wanted to be plain with you that I will not survive your journey. So your goal to save me, if that was a goal of yours, I want you to put that behind you. My life does not matter. Take what time you need to complete this goal. You could go as fast as you could possibly, and I don't think it's worth it. If time and patience is what's going to get you to Omu or get someone there through you, then that's what you need. You don't need my life hanging over you like a clock. So, that is what I came to say. And a tip. A final gesture to help you. Says, he pulls out another piece of paper and he hands it to one of you with shaking hands. And you can see the scales have all fallen away from this hand. It is just exposed muscle. And he'll hand it to whoever takes it. And he'll say, okay, yeah, War takes it. He says, I had a friend who may be able to help you. An old friend. To procure a ship. You'll need one if you're to make it to Omu, if it is where you think it is. He's very old. Probably one of my oldest friends, honestly. Very powerful. You must be very careful when you deal with him. He will want something from you. I'm not sure what it will be. But if you deem it worthwhile for him to bestow upon you a ship and a crew, it'll be worth it. He says, that is the last thing I can give you. And he says, well, and he sits back. I feel as though a weight has been lifted off my very soul. I think I'll be okay. Do any of you say anything to him?
I do, but I'll wait if someone else has something to say.
I approach him and say that I'll make sure that we stop back by before we leave.
They're going to bury me in the Temple of Timora. I do look forward to seeing Ryuk again. I think she'll be there.
War's gonna reach down into his bag and pull out one of his feathers.
Yeah.
From Ryuk. And he's gonna hand it to Samuel.
He cries. For sure. And he holds it in his hand. And he says, thank you. I will treasure this. Anyone else?
See, War's probably like holding back tears and just doesn't know what to say, and probably kind of nods at him.
Yeah. Who else, if anyone?
Valfine would kneel at the edge of the bed and just pay her respects. She doesn't know Samuel Dren very well, but
just say, he'll pat you on the shoulder and just say, no worries, Valfine. Where I'm going, there won't be any struggles. You've got a harder road ahead of you than me. So, really, it's as if I'm paying my respects to you, in a way. Before Brolin, because Brolin I think will be last, because I'm interested in what he has. Alexandria, are you saying anything in this moment? Or are you just standing there?
her care coins have been pretty spent after Iku.
Yeah.
She doesn't really know Samuel Dren that much. And she kind of blames him for her situation to a certain degree.
Mm-hmm.
So she doesn't want him to die, but she hasn't exactly been super cheerful about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
He'll. Oh, what's up?
I've got a thing when you're ready.
I think yeah, I'll come back to you. He'll look at you, Alexandria, and he'll smile and he'll say, and they kind of look at you knowingly, just say, I was looking forward, and he looks around the room as if he's sly, to meeting the real Alexandria. But you're not her, are you? And looks at the rest of you. As if, it's like he's dropping a big bomb.
Oh my god.
And as he sees probably your faces, we're all like, he's like, oh, you already know.
Small face palm.
He says, dang, I was hoping that was gonna be it. I'll say when I saw you for the first time, I knew that time Mora had plans for you one way or another. I'd met the real Alexandria quite a few times. She's old! And you aren't.
And a drunkard.
That too. Imagine it wasn't hard to lift her invite. And now here you are, with only yourself to blame. Me a little bit.
I'll still blame you.
Of course you will. Oh, shouldn't laugh so hard. War?
War will kind of take a step over and say, Samuel, I want you to know you're not the only one who made a promise to fix this.
That's good. I'm glad. Somebody needs to heal the world, and who better than Time Mora's chosen? He says, no matter how lost you all get, you always seem to find a way to get back together, don't you? He looks at Alexander and he says that. Looks at War. Say, make sure you stay together. You're going to need each other. Be strong. And hold that promise. Hold it tightly.
I intend to.
Good. He looks to you, Brolin, and he says, oh yes, my best friend, Brolin.
So during this point, Roland has been kind of like deep in thought. Had a little, pretty much been what it's been happening the past day. On the ever since he got on the boat, learned his brother died. Kind of while he was talking, he's pretty much been counting on his fingers. Each time he's raised up 4 fingers, and each time he's raised it, his hands wince like, oh no,
Yeah.
kind of thing. Like, listen, Samuel, I don't know why, but you remind me of somebody. My good friend Dragonbait. Guy got a kind, scaly face. Oh, what's left of one.
Well, we're not all the same, but okay. This is, yes?
If this soulmonger thing is deactivated, then you might survive.
Says, well, if Time More wills it, then, perhaps I
Listen.
will.
I got 2 people to bring back after this, so, probably gonna cost me even more, but I'll find a way to bring you back.
Huh.
Have a goddamn party.
Well, I appreciate your optimism. Such things are needed in times like these. He looks at the rest of you and then the rest of the party and then back at you. I think that you are a perfect guide for them. Keep that optimism going. What?
I'm not a guide.
He says, oh, you look it.
Keep that enthusiasm. You're gonna have to use it to convince that prince that we don't owe him money.
He jokingly looks and snaps
Oh.
to you. Any more word about me being a guide and you gotta pay me.
I just said you weren't a guide.
And he
He says, that's right. You owe Jabal money. Well,
No, we don't.
good luck with that.
I don't owe him shit. You guys are screwed.
He says, well, I wish you all the best of luck, and if you are in town for a while, you may visit me here, though I'm not sure I have much left to say or to contribute. But if you leave and wish to say goodbye, I will be here for 26 days. Kind of scary how exact they can get it. A little intimidating, really. But I try not to count the numbers. Just going to enjoy them best I can. And he points to a glass of mead wine or honey mead, and he just says, "In the best of comfort." He just says, "Well, I imagine you're all quite busy, and I don't let it weigh on my conscience to leave you here talking to an old man for so long. Go, be young, be adventurous, explore the city, get what you need. Get ready for your next expedition, for if you agree to go upon it, it will be a doozy. Now go."
Alright.
No, it's fine. I didn't have anything to say. Whatever. Goodbye, I guess.
he'll usher you guys away, and he'll smile as you say that. Say, "Well, I'm not dead yet. You can come back later."
No, city's awfully big. I'll just sending stone.
Oh, I gave that to Wakanga. As I said before, there's not much more I have to say. If you wish to say something else to me, you could say it to my face when you have the time.
Just take the fun out of everything.
What are we gonna bother Wakanga
I'm
about?
very good at that. He's more your patron now than me. I have no more sway. I'm out of favors and out of gold.
Yeah, if we save you, you're gonna be screwed.
Yep, maybe you just leave me dead.
Yeah, sure, Wakanga's being nice to you now, but if we save you, what is he gonna do?
Maybe get that death curse out of the way so my soul doesn't meet oblivion, and just to leave me dead, thank you. Afterlife for me.
I mean, how much?
We'll
how
save
many?
your soul. Don't worry.
I mean, just the hundreds of gold he spent on you already. It's weak.
Alright, so, where to from here, guys? Oh, no more sad music.
On the way out of the room, kind of once I'm outside, I want to try to get the attention of one of his attendants.
Yeah.
And ask them if they happen to have any of his scales.
Oh, and they speak in Chult, and you speak Chultan too, right?
Yeah.
They say
broken Chult.
Broken Chultan. Yeah, broken Chultan. I think you're able to decipher, essentially just saying, "We collect in a bucket," and they take you to like a room nearby, a storage room, and they do have some of his scales in a bucket to dispose later.
Could I have one?
I sort of want someone to make a set of armor out of his scales.
Oh wow!
These dragon scales.
The servant, as you say that, looks at you kind of curiously, and then just looks around to make sure no one's looking. For what?
I thought she was about to ask you for Buddy.
A memento.
Oh.
Like
Oh.
that movie.
She says, is trash. Go.
He'll lean down and take one.
Yeah, you can pick up one. See probably a little bit of muscle still hanging there, like obviously dead. On one of these. I mean, they freshly fall off
Clean
its
it.
skin.
Yep.
Clean that thing.
He'll kind of pick that off and leave it in the bucket.
She looks at you kind of weird, like. Mm.
And then he'll tuck that in next to the Ryok feathers.
Nice. One more piece.
Brolin,
That is
Brolin
truly disgusting, War.
Brolin will see
Are
you.
you there?
Did you follow him?
I mean, I forgot. Did he leave us?
Yeah, he kind of followed. He's off in a storage room.
I mean, you have legs. You could have followed him.
Yeah.
All right, well, we know it's truly disgusting. We know how I feel about it.
Brolin overhears the conversation, and he says, you got the same idea I got.
There is no conversation. Oh, wait, you followed him?
Yeah.
Then I didn't.
No.
follow
If
him.
I don't get to auto-follow, you don't get to auto-follow.
I didn't follow him. I just heard his conversation. He asked for.
Oh yeah, he was
Yeah,
having a
actually,
conversation with the servant. Yeah, so Brolin can enter. It's fine.
And Brolin will go. You got the same idea I got, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty expensive. I've been trying to do the math in my head, but I'm not good at that. I just imagine a lot.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like a lot times 4.
And around here, that means now getting in bed with the Zentarum.
Where did you put the note from Samuel's last favor? Or the folded note? Where'd you put that?
He was probably carrying it. He probably tucked it in his pocket or something.
Okay,
I
good.
don't know.
All right, you
If
have
it's-
Samuel's
Do we
last
wanna-
favor in your pocket.
If,
Yeah.
if it's from Sigil,
Probably
if it's from Sigil, if it's for Sigil Jack Brass, I just imagine, dear asshole. It kind of has like an opaque picture of Samuel smiling. I've never wanted to see your fucking face ever again. But I'm dying. To help these people. Reason. You should fall off a cliff. Here yours. Samuel Dread.
What does the note say?
You fold it open. You unfold it. All right. Yeah, you
yeah.
see Samuel's exquisite writing. The very top it says, "Dear asshole." It says, "I'm calling in the favor that you owe me." It says, "You took my house, you took my rank, you took everything. Before you left, you promised me that I could still call in this favor, so I'm calling it in now. I have hired a group of upstarts, individuals that may or may not need your help. And, as per our normal arrangement, I believe they have something you will want. Of mine. That you've coveted for quite a long time." And it goes on to say, there were times in my life where I wish you would have fallen off a cliff. It just goes into it.
Oh my god.
But you have proved yourself a resilient individual, even after all the times you tried to kill me. In the end, I still considered us friends. But I'm dying, just as you had hoped, Dick.
Is this canon?
This is canon.
So I like the point that he is this angry at Sigil Jack Brass, and this is the one of his companions from that group that he doesn't like. Not the god of murder.
No, it's not. Oh my god, that original party. Anyway, it goes on. It goes on to say, they need a ship, of which I know you are within your power of acquiring. They don't have the money, and I don't think they're going to be able to get it. Give them a crew and a ship. They are going somewhere which I will not reveal to you, and which will not be your business. I'm sure they will conduct upon their own discretion to make sure whatever ship you take from them will not follow them to their final destination. My business, not yours. There's a circle around it. That part. And then he says, anyway, I do hope you're doing well. And I do hope you've kept the old Dren Manor nice and tidy. You do know I didn't want you to take down the wall to the den into the master bedroom. Hope you've kept the rooms separate. Anyway. I don't have a lot of paper left, and I want you to be able to respond. So, goodbye. And then you see a single line in red ink through the bottom of the good half of the bottom of the page, and you see the words, I can do this for you. I think it says, I can do this for you. Samuel. And that's it. I think that's all it says. And then it's in red ink. And it has his seal on the bottom of the folded page. And then it says in the curved words, Sigil Jack Brass.
Well, apparently, Jack Brass owed him a favor.
That was that was the most passive aggressive I've ever seen that guy.
I mean, you also, definitely to note, you apparently have something of Samuel's that Sigil has wanted for a long time.
Ryok's feather.
Anybody want to make an intelligence check?
I have an idea.
If they can't guess.
Well, am I even there? Are we there?
Everybody's there.
Okay. You guys open this in the middle of the party?
Yeah.
I would be happy.
Right outside.
I mean, you can tell me what you think it is, unless you want to keep that to yourself.
Ryok statue.
Right outside Samuel Jones.
Oh, yeah, you are right outside of Samuel Jones' room. You're probably walking down the alleyway. It's not. I would say that you are probably. I don't know. That could be something. That could be something that he would want. But the only thing that brings that off, and I'll make an intelligence check. Let's see. For anybody who listened in on the letter.
I don't even remember what he gave us.
Nice. You know that Ryok's. You know that Ryok's statue was Ryok's, not Samuel's, to give. So this is something that Samuel has had, that Sigil wants, that Samuel's given to you. And with those checks, you would know Samuel's only given you one thing besides gold. His
Ascending stone.
Nope. His map.
Nope. Oh, map Chult. Yeah.
His map.
Should probably copy
Not
that.
giving that asshole this map. Until you
man.
copy it. And make like 1,000 copies.
So, after unfolding that, seeing that Sigil Jack Brass very well might be an ally to your cause for a cost.
He's totally an ally to my cause. It works out.
It works out. Where to from here, guys? Or you guys can go in separate places too. You're all called the Golden Throne, so.
Well, we need 60 gold. and we gotta go visit Jabal.
Did we leave?
What?
Did we leave what?
Berlin?
Oh, I was gonna say we got these flying snakes.
Yeah, we gotta go sell those.
They're
That was
worth
the
a
plan.
fortune, apparently.
Yeah.
Remember we left, some of you left money with the bank before we left port for the first time. How much did we leave?
And did Riak leave anything?
That would be a good thing too. I don't remember if she deposited anything or not.
Riak did, but nobody's gonna be able to open her bank account.
Yeah, I mean, you guys should have the money that you put in your bio pages. I believe that's where I told you to write it. Whatever money you put in with the Hall of Gold.
Valfine did not, so kind of took.
Well, we should probably just go talk to him and be like, yes, we're getting the money around. We'll have it to you by the end of
Yeah, you want to talk to him?
whatever
Well, what time is
time.
it?
It's morning still. Early
The
morning.
sun is at its highest point later, so I would assume that's midday.
Yeah. Absolutely. You guys are interested in... So, yeah, what's the next step? Are you interested in selling those flying snakes? Are you interested in just going right to Jabal? What's the path here? Or are you guys splitting up and going in different directions? How is this working?
I would vote going to Jabal and being like, hey, we got stuff, we just need to sell it, but you told us to be here, so we're here. You know.
Yeah, we should probably show up as a group and
Let's not piss off a merchant prince.
Yeah.
before Asteria has a chance to kill him.
I bet my merchant prince can take you.
Oh, man.
Oh boy.
I mean, Jabal is the merchant prince of mercenaries. He's the one you don't want to piss off.
Yeah, of all the ones.
That's why I chose him as the first one to die.
Oh my god.
I doubt it's really much of a problem with the Flaming Fist here. They kind of trump mercenaries.
They are making probably it difficult for him. That is absolutely for sure. Could be a point to work with as well when you meet him. So we see the party heading over to Golden Throne from the villa. Let's change our music up a little bit. Here we go. Where's my merchant ward? Merchant's ward. There we are. Very cool. So, we see you go past the gates of Golden Throne as a party together. Once again, the 5 of you. The only one missing. Your good girl Riak, not here, unfortunately. But the last time you came into Golden Throne was with her. You step through the tall walls of the magnificent but old, dilapidated in many areas, not well taken care of seat of power, seat of previous Omnian power that is Golden Throne. You can see just the beautiful golden paint and the colors and the bricks. At one point, this sort of magnificent building probably shined brightest in the city, and now you can easily see that that Joaquin's temple, the Hall of Gold, on the other side of the city, because you are all the way over on Throne Hill, but you look over toward Mount Sabasa, and you can see that is obviously a building that is much better taken care of. But the princes of Port Nyanzaru like Golden Throne where it is. They like it to just sort of represent the dilapidating hold of Omnian power upon them. So this princely estate is essentially just sort of left to ruin in certain places. But once you step back inside the chamber, you can see parts of it have been maintained for what parts that the princes actually have to interact with. So like the waiting room area, the throne room area. You sit in the waiting chambers for a while until you are called forth quite quickly, a lot quicker than last time. Probably only in the room, the waiting chambers for but a moment. You walk back down the hallways. You can see the many pillars and the flora and fauna that are just sort of overgrowing in certain places. And just flora. There's no animals. There's no fauna.
Sure.
Yeah, the over just sort of those two words feel so good together, so I like to say them. Like all of the plants that have sort of overgrown in certain places, and even in just sort of the beautiful tiled floor, which is tiled in sort of different I imagine like Omnian symbols of sorts. You can see that the ground is sort of growing out from underneath those and shifting them up in different places. We turn into the presence of one of the chambers, one of the many chambers that once seated the ruling factions of also dilapidated in many areas. The only thing still standing nicely put together inside of this sort of meeting throne room chamber, and Jabal's like sort of up on a stage essentially on this beautiful throne. The throne has been kept looking quite well. It's the only thing that looks to sort of keep, and the merchant princes love to fancy themselves upon the thrones of their previous masters. So that is where they like to be. Cinematic tents. This will work. So yes, you enter into the chamber, and as you enter, you hear Jabal. Ah, there you are. The triumphant warriors return. Welcome. He says, come in. Please, make yourself comfortable. You know, there's just literally nowhere to sit. It's just like a meeting chamber where, like, people would come in and beg and plead with Omnian princes, please, my house. Like, this is like one of those areas where, like, the audience area chamber is just blank stone floor.
Is there anyone in this room with us?
Yes, Jabal, with him right now, next to him is a familiar individual, the bald-headed consort of Jabal, whose name I always forgot, but I have right here. His name is Azon. You see that he is right next to Jabal, as always, at his side. You don't see anyone else other than, I would believe in the room with you is going to be 2 gladiatorial guards, probably at the door.
Only 2?
Only 2.
What are they wielding?
Wait, so you're trying to kill one of the princes?
They are wielding.
Making sure we're not going to run into a red wedding type situation.
They are wielding halberds.
We can't pay him back if we're dead.
If we can't pay him back, we are dead.
He doesn't know that.
He says, I was so happy to see you return from the jungles. I had thought that you were lost, along with one of my absolute favorite guides. But it seems as though you did not return with her. Has she gone to perhaps the Red Bazaar? She does love to frequent that place. And he looks at you with like a look of like, say anything else than that she's not with you. Right? Like basically like, you know he knows. Like he just like, he's like got a look on his face like, lie to me, I dare you.
War's gonna speak up and say, unfortunately, no. Iku did not make it.
That is what I heard. For you did not enter port with her.
And you'll see War's face is a little bit emotional when he's talking about Iku. He's gonna say, Iku gave us as much time as she could. She was an excellent guide.
One
all the way
of
up
my
to the
best.
end.
So she did lose one of our people within days.
Yeah, she did get some of us killed.
A Thayan wizard attacked. That it can't be helped sometimes.
How unfortunate. So, how did she die? And he's looking again, he's got that look of, like, I dare you to lie to me.
Giant plant.
That
She
was-
sort of just faded away.
After the giant plant.
She
How much
faded
did you
away.
know about Iku?
I knew that Iku was special. But
Were you?
I do not know that I believe your story. She was eaten by a plant and faded away.
Probably due to the plant allergy you weren't aware that she had. It's rather troubling.
I was
What's
not
the name of that
aware.
actual? What was the name of that actual plant? It was like
A man-eating,
man-eater.
man-eater.
Carnivorous man-eatus.
the man eater. You know, it did a number on her. Okay.
They
Alright.
were really sneaky.
It was not immediate.
One of you make a persuasion check, and you can do so with advantage.
But I me do that.
It's not gonna be me either.
Somebody who was talking. Somebody who's talking.
Oh fuck! The face wasn't talking. Guys, what are we doing?
I was talking a little.
Yeah, you were talking.
Yeah, I know. He was talking. She was talking a little. You should roll.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check with advantage, Stereo.
We're all like the gibbering cronies.
Yes, I am resoundingly average.
Nice 20.
Oh my god.
He will say, and so she perished. Sometimes these things happen, and they are very unfortunate. I find myself at quite the dilemma. I am out one of my best guides, and guilt by association would fall some of that blame onto you, I imagine. Not all, of course. And he holds up a hand if any of you are like, what the fuck kind of situation, and he just says, a minor fee for the loss of my most prized guide. A meager, let us say, 30 gold to tack on to what you already owe me. You do know that you owe me, yes?
Yes.
I believe that puts your final bill at just under 100 gold pieces. But I am quite willing to negotiate, of course. I am a merchant, after all. I hear tell that you returned from quite far away, though I'm not sure exactly where. You were gone almost 2 months, but survived the jungles. On your own, it would seem, without my guide. This makes you quite special, in more than one way. First and foremost, he looks to you, Brolin, he says, my condolences, Fireforge. Your brother was, in his time, one of my most trusted employees. It would seem that his gift has passed on to you. They survived, and you are the only one who has come back in Iku's place. So I imagine you had something to do with this, their survival. I want to offer you something. I'm sure you are aware by now that I am paying for the funeral of my longtime friend, your brother.
Yeah.
I want to pay my respects to him in the best way possible by getting very drunk this afternoon at the bathhouse. But
God damn it.
I find myself, again, as I said before, in quite the predicament. I have lost 2 guides in the span of a few 10 days, and I am in need of new ones. Brolin, I am offering you a job. Work for me. Take the place of your brother in his footsteps. And explore Chult and get paid to do so. It is quite a good deal. There was a reason your brother worked with me for so long, until I practically paid for his retirement in that blasted bathhouse. If you do this, I will waive the fee for Iku's unfortunate demise. And another thing. You survived the jungles of Chult again without Iku and with Brolin's help. But I'm aware of many things. It is very rare for one to make their way out of Chult without some way of navigating. There are rumors that you have something of great value. I know not yet what it is, but I am very interested. There are few maps of Chult that exist today. Few who have traveled far and lived long enough to record it. If you were to hold such a thing, I would pay a very large price for it. But
Guys,
that's up to you. Go ahead.
where did we put the map?
It's probably where it's usually.
It's like in War's special place.
Oh no, I usually carry it.
Asteria has it.
We should put it in War's special place. Like deep within the folds of his turtle home. An impossible
I'm willing
place.
to make him a copy of the map. Why not?
I mean, that'll take
We
time.
want
It will.
it.
That'll take a long time. It'll probably take to copy the map as it is. Like you could give like the base of the map, like you give some sort of like base things. But if you want to copy it with the same articulate like map work of it, it will take probably the good part of a month. Like just think of people actually painting maps and putting them together. Like it'll take a long time.
I don't have to make it a fancy, nice map.
He
I just
wants
have
a
to make
They probably wants a fancy nice map.
Well, I'll tell him that this is the map that we used. I'm not a very good cartographer.
Do you show him the map? Do you take it out?
No, I'm not showing him this map.
You take it out or no? You said no.
No, I
Okay.
wouldn't take it out. I'll be
Okay.
like, oh, I have to go get our map.
So there is a map.
I made one while I was going. It's not very good though.
Ah. Well, in any case, I would still be interested in seeing this map. As I said before, if it meets my needs, I will pay quite a large price for it. He leans forward. No one else in this town will pay you the same. And if they do, they are lying. And it's not worth dealing with them. You will come to me. He leans back. That is the most logical choice. So, there is a map. You will bring it to me soon, I imagine. And he looks to Brolin and says, and Brolin, I have given you an offer. And then he looks to all of you, and I need my gold. So we have a few things here. What shall we deal with first?
Well, give me a day or so to answer your generous offer.
Granted. Time to mourn those we have lost.
Say,
And second of all, I don't mean to interrupt you, Jacob.
go for it.
Perhaps we could offer you some, instead of gold, we could offer you some things we found in the jungle.
And he
I was
breathes out.
going to say we need some time to sell these things to get you your money. I can give you an advance now if you need.
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
This guy's pretty easy today, huh?
Yeah, Brolin has no money. Brolin is broke. Oh wait, no, he's got a 100 GP jewel.
11. He'll say, You say you have something to sell to pay me back. You will go there and sell it, and then you will return directly to me with the gold.
Actually, friends, I can actually solve this issue right now.
What do you do, Brolin?
Hold on. And he opens up his pack. He sees the flying snake, and it tries to get away, but he grabs it, puts it back in. And he takes out of his bag a ruby.
Jabal leans forward.
He's like, "How's this?"
He holds
hands
his.
him the ruby.
He looks. He holds his hand out. You place it in his hand.
Yep.
Looks at it. Do you know how many GP it is?
It says 100 GP jewel.
Looks at you. This will do. Consider your debts paid. And he hands the jewel over to Azul.
Oh man, this is a good thing this isn't the Crescent Chronicles, because that would not have worked.
What? Just handing the gem?
I mean, fuck. Come on. Would we know it's worth 100 gold?
Do you know it's worth 100 gold?
He's a merchant prince, boy. He could
I mean,
probably just
he
appraise
is-
it by smelling it.
That's it, though. He is. We aren't merchant princes.
Was it identified to be 100 gold pieces?
You told me it was a ruby.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I wrote it there.
Okay, cool. I mean, that's fine.
During the excavation.
Yeah, no, excellent. Yeah, he will take it and consider your debt paid. And he says, I don't think we have a problem here anymore. But, as I said before, my offer still stands to you, Brolin. I hope to get a response from you within 24 hours. And you, looks to Asteria, says, I'm very interested in this map. I do wish to see it sooner rather than later. So, as quick as you can.
We do have business in the jungle again that will require both the map and Brolin.
He says, well, perhaps if I knew more of this business, I could help you. What exactly are you in the jungle for?
Vengeance.
Oh, that's just me.
Okay, calm down, Batman.
I believe we told you when we first met you.
You want to fix the death curse.
That has not changed.
And what have you learned out in the jungle? An answer, perhaps?
One more step in the maze.
Yes, the maze. June, he'll say, well, I'm sure that you need a map. I'm sure that you need guidance in Brolin. And I can definitely tell you need something else. He rubs his two fingers together. None of you have much money, do you?
Nope, gave you my last 100 gold.
Fresh out of rubies. Yeah, sorry about
Smiles, and
that.
he's like, yes, 100 gold. And then he'll cross his fingers and he'll just say, I will be willing to offer you a price I don't think you would want to refuse. As I said before, you need gold to travel. Money makes movement here. If you wish to go far, sure, you could drudge your way out the front doors of Podnai and Zaru again, but that took you 2 months to begin with. You won't want to be doing that again. If there is a place that you are going, and your map requires it, you sell me the original copy, and I will have one made for you. I have many artisans in the dye works that could help me, and I will make you a new map. And I will give you all of 2,000 gold pieces, which is more than enough to barter you passage to wherever it is you want to go. Whether it be any of the many bays surrounding the peninsula of Chult.
If we make an insight check,
Go for it. You want to make one?
would we be able to determine anything about what this guy needs the map for?
Yeah, go ahead and roll.
Probably
Insight
as
check.
much of a power play as Vorn is.
I'm not about to just hand over the frickin' map just because. Normal or private?
Private, please.
I will cancel and redo that.
As far as knowing exactly what he wants, the only thing that triggers in your mind is he is the prince of guides, of merchants. He literally sells explorers. A map like the one you have, or at least he's heard you have, if you're able to go and come back on mostly the merits of that map and a novice guide, then he wants that map. Like, that's his business. That's his trade.
Is there anywhere else I could procure this information?
About Jabal? What information exactly?
Intentions, maybe motivations?
You think other princes would know Jabal's intentions better than any?
Okay.
I need to talk to other princes.
I'm not calling on you.
Yeah.
Right now.
You know that other princes might know his intentions. But yeah. Does anybody else make an insight check on him, or we all kosher?
I mean, I didn't even want to tell him we had a map. I wasn't quick enough on the draw.
It's all good.
I'm good.
Says, well, since your debt is paid and our dealings mostly dealt with, you are free to go. But know that my eyes stretch much farther beyond Golden Throne. I will know if you leave this city, and I will know where you're going.
Or won't you? Because you won't have a map. We will.
This is Alexander's thing.
This is inside.
No.
Stupid headcanon.
Stupid headcanon.
Stop leaking out.
Let's see.
There's so many quips
Alright, how
leaking
many-
through your ears.
How many of
I
these
am-
stat blocks can I pull up at once?
Oh, no. We don't need that block. You can put those away. We don't need those.
Well, we do need to know how
If you
much.
kill me, you'll never know where the map is.
Oh my god. Alright.
Fools, you weren't prepared for my were-tiger escorts. Charge!
You say to the empty airs, they are not in here. Oh my gosh. So good.
They're just really sneaky. They're always there.
They're always there. Alright, so,
They're not.
yeah, your interaction with Jabal, unless there's anything else you guys want to discuss with him, is pretty much
I just
good.
got one more thing.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Jabal, after our business is done, I've grown to enjoy Chult, and I may also be looking for employment.
He smiles. Interesting. The only other turtle I've ever known has been my competition for many years. I would gladly hire you. Here and now.
Like I said, I have business to attend to now. But
Oh. He'll say, well, when you are interested, a position would easily be opened up for you.
Good to know.
Will that
I
be all?
appreciate it.
All
That's all
right.
I have.
Be gone.
That's all I have to say about that.
He says, be gone. I tire of you. And he gets up from his throne and says something that means nothing to all of you, but catches Asteria's ear. I'm feeling cold. And he moves away from his chair and calls to Azan to prepare his steam baths. All right, you guys are outside.
Sorry, I'm killing your employer.
You guys are outside of Golden Throne, easily escorted back out into the Merchant Ward proper. We no longer need this tense music, friends. Let's dip back into our good boy music. Let's just take a.
I'm really lucky. I saw that.
Let's take a quick. Yeah, I know. Let's take a quick 5-minute break. We are going to be done at 10:30, but let's just take a quick 5-minute one because I want to get that scene out of the way, and we'll be right back. I'll throw us into a fun little break screen. All right, we'll be back soon. Bye.
10:30.
Bye.
Okay.
I mean, I'm still here.
Sorry, I'm killing everyone's employer.
But not my employer. Fuck that guy.
Hashtag not my employer.
Listen, you're clearly on your way down the ascendancy escalator, and I'm on my way up. So,
Oh, that's okay.
you know, we get.
We can trade.
You're gonna
I'm
go
totally, yeah.
as you pass each other through the frickin' window.
I mean,
You fucking
these-
weirdos.
these princes, they're kind of just taking advantage of the system, man. If they're out of the picture, I'm okay with that. They're letting in all those non-natives. We need to build us a wall.
Oh, my family already built a wall. That's why the zombies aren't here.
All right, we are back. Very, very cool. So, the party has made their way out of Golden Throne after going through a series of discussions, talks, with deals made with, or possible deals made with Jabal, the merchant prince. And you guys have been escorted out of Golden Throne. Your debt's paid. You breathe the free air of Port Nyanzaru. This beautiful, just beautiful town. And you can hear below you, on the level below, since you are above on Throne Hill, you can hear the sound of dinosaur races just going about. You know that the today
Shit, we never got to do.
it is sunny with rain showers, and sunny with rain showers. So there's some light showers here and there, but for the most part sunny. Right now where you guys are is probably a sunny spot. Let me roll to see. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, sunny. So yeah, you can see the beautiful city of Port Nyanzaru still alive as it has been before. It's sort of a new day. You were sort of seeing it at night. And even though you can definitely see more clearly now the damage at Ubtao's jaws, just that entire area, the entire wall blasted apart. You can see even now and even hear the sounds of hammers and scaffolding around it being built as it's slowly being put back together. You can see easily from this vantage point the many banners of the Flaming Fist in Malar's throat, the Old City and Tariki anchorage. So, ooh, bless you.
Sorry.
Oh, you okay over there?
Nope.
Almost lost you.
I'm dead. It's okay.
You
Welcome
died.
back. His heart stopped there for a minute. I think he's good.
So what would you guys like to do? You can see the entire city is alive. You can go wherever you want, do whatever you want within the confines of the city, or without. You could step. You don't know what the situation is stepping in and out of the city, dealing with the Flaming Fist. It is up to you what you would like to do. The only thing I think currently on the docket is Mushrib's funeral.
How long do we? Well, we don't know exactly when, do
We
we?
don't know.
Yeah, I got no idea.
It
Boris-
probably won't start before his brother gets there.
Okay.
You
That's
can
just
always sell
Nugget of
shit.
wisdom.
It is. So yeah, what will it be, guys? You don't want to go as a group. It's up to you where you want to go, how you want to do this.
Say that. Valfine's gonna turn to Brolin,
Well,
and we're gonna find out.
Prince was saying he's gonna get drunk in the afternoon, so I can only assume it's soon.
Yeah, it's fast approaching.
Okay.
So, I mean, you guys don't have to attend, to be perfectly honest. I ain't gonna
Why-
make. I am
Warwick's
getting
It's a
down.
good place to mingle, though. Apparently, multiple princes will be there.
I mean, all right. I guess
Are like, no.
War looks down to Bro and says, I'm still planning on going.
Thank you, War. Get ready, though. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be a lot of alcohol. I don't even know how much alcohol there's gonna be.
I mean, we finished off that keg of Tej pretty well out in the jungle.
Oh no. That's like an appetizer.
If I recall correctly, War was also on the ground, able to move.
I'll do better this time.
Well, I mean, if you guys want to come, I ain't gonna stop you if you don't.
Do we know exactly when this thing is happening?
Oh, I have no idea. So I'm gonna head over there now.
Can we find out?
Yeah, I mean you could. I mean you guys are currently on Throne Hill in the Merchant's Ward.
How long of a walk is it to the bathhouse?
To the bathhouse, probably an hour. With the current traffic, like the streets are packed with people.
Wait a minute. It's happening at the bathhouse.
Apparently.
Yeah.
According to
I'm
Jabal.
I am not going.
Why?
Huh?
Okay. So you're telling me it is a funeral, which I respect. I will totally go and pay my respects to your departed family, Brolin. We might have our differences, but I'm not a monster. No. My problem is that there is going to be this service at a bathhouse where the majority food item is alcohol. I am not stepping into those pools. Whoever planned this clearly doesn't understand what men do when they're in a pool of water and they've been drinking and need to go to the bathroom.
Brolin, you do assume that most of the attendants there will be honored guests and dwarves. Probably.
So like 8 dwarves.
You know that there's probably at least 15 members of your clan in Port Nine's. So that, and probably there would definitely be honored guests, but there would be a good portion of the people in the bathhouse. Like I said, at least 15, maybe some distant relatives who live far away. You're not sure. You know that not all of your clan dissipated or anything. A lot of them just left after Chult became an issue, and you know that like your race isn't so much like under siege or anything. There are plenty of albino dwarves. They're just a lot of them are no longer in Chult.
Oh.
So yeah, you're not sure who else will show up to this.
So should we go and check at what time this thing is happening? Do we need to like use the rest of the day on it probably? Or
should I make an initiative and
Yeah.
see what everybody wants to do? Everybody roll initiative. We're gonna go down the list and see what everybody wants to do, and if they're, because we know some people are doing different things, so go ahead and roll initiative, and we'll see what you're doing and where you're going, and if where you're going lines up with where other people are going, then that's cool. And you can always change your decision after you've you know that right now the bathhouse is one of the destinations, and we're pretty sure we know Brolin's going there.
I'm going to opt out of rolling initiative because I'm going to latch on to someone else's idea.
Okay, yeah, cool. That's fine. Brolin, we know you're going. Are you going right to the public bathhouse to meet with your family?
Yeah.
how did you time me with 20?
Valfin, where are you headed?
Yes, Valfin, where are you going?
Valfine will defer to the party begrudgingly.
And War?
War's going to the thing.
Okay.
Funeral.
By deferring to the party, it means you're going to the funeral.
Yes.
That is definitely the answer.
That's what I understood.
Asteria.
Julia is going venturing off into the wilderness by herself.
Come on!
I knew it.
Wait, take me
Starting
with you!
expedition
I knew it.
Alexandria, why I put you on this track? Everyone is going where you don't want to go. So where would you like to go?
I am nothing if not a woman of my words. But I am not stepping into those baths.
Well,
I don't
Oh, I
blame
wasn't
you.
planning on it.
I won't be doing it either. No bads.
so we see you guys make your way past, once again, the Zentarum-controlled Temple of Savros. You get those stink eye from those Zentarum guards keeping a watch on you, whether or not you're entering. You see that there is a line in front of the temple, which there never has been before. People were just sort of able to enter and leave as they wish, but now there is a queue, and they're being sort of stopped at the door and questioned before they step into the temple itself. And people seem nervous in that line for sure. But people are still there to worship their god, no matter who's running the joint. So yeah, you make your way past the Temple of Gond. You can hear the sounds of inventions being built on the inside, the cacophony of gears and all kinds of crazy things happening inside. There's probably a lot of water-themed inventions happening there. You probably pass by a couple of fountain-esque machinery that's essentially just for show, as the people in the temple of the priests in the Temple of the God of Gond worship their god in the best way they can by by inventing amazing contraptions. And you continue down past the dry dock, where that one ship with the big bite out of it is no longer. You see there's some other ships being built and put, just put back together, your standard stuff. You make your way past the Grand Souk. It is as full as ever. You spot a few flaming fists, but they are not in armor. The only thing they have on them to show that they're flaming fists is a single patch. Other than that, they look as though they are in sort of recreational clothes. Probably allowed entry into the city without their weapons and armor. And they probably don't have a rank either, but you do see they have a symbol on them, a patch to show that they are with the flaming fist, and they sort of travel together. You also could tell they're fair-skinned, so they stick out pretty blatantly. And you make your way up over here, past the Ikwalzi Hill and the Grand Colosseum. You can see above, even now being able to hear the cheering of some crowds as some sort of event is going on there. And you make your way past the Warehouse District. And our first encounter of the day happens as you pass the Warehouse District as the afternoon begins. And you can interact with this however you want, but you immediately hear a tussle and a sound of a few people screaming, and you hear the sound of like a bellow of some kind of beast. You see, as you turn the corner, barreling out of the Warehouse District is an Ankylosaurus that was probably once towing a boat through the canals, and it has full pulled the boat out and onto the shore. It has caused a ton of damage to the bottom of the boat, and it's pulling it out through the warehouse canals, going on a rampage. There are ropes holding on it, and a ton of people are trying to pull this thing back as this creature starts to go to rampage, and it's huge. What do you guys do? If anything, do you avoid?
How close?
It's like pulling out right in front of you, probably 100 feet away. A bunch of people like move and run, and they're calling for guards, and you see like 6 or 7 individuals trying to hold ropes. One of them just gets knocked out of the way by a tail and thrown into a building.
Should we keep walking?
You could try to get around it. You could definitely avoid it. That's a choice. This is just a thing happening.
Valfiend's like, I'll turn the corner.
Yeah, you guys want to turn away from this?
Cut up past the Grand Coliseum.
No, I'll Roland will act, but what?
Oh, I just remembered I have something to do.
So we see Valfiend avoiding.
Wars 2.
Asteria avoiding war.
Going in.
Oh, war's going in. Does Alexandria avoid or go in?
I got so much. I have to go talk about this dead guy.
So you avoid. So we see 3 of you just kind of like, no. Warren Brolin, how do you deal with the situation? Or what's your plan?
I'm gonna cast a spell on them.
Yeah, you step up, and you probably hear one of the workers who's let go of his rope at this point and is crawling away towards you. He says, he speaks in Chult, which you both understand. It's gone mad! It's crazy! We have to put this one down! And he just seems like he's hysterical. Animal friendship, nice.
Animal friendship.
Very, very nice.
And Wars just he was trying to essentially slow it down, and then also like trying to say "whoa there."
I'll give it disadvantage on its roll. I like that. Let me just grab its stat block real quick. There we go.
Let the strong guys handle this. I have a negative.
Oh yeah, this is a huge beast. It has to make a wisdom saving throw, at which point it will do with its wisdom, correct? Let's see. Wisdom saving throw, which will do with disadvantage towards your spell, as War also tries to calm the creature down. Public roll. And it didn't give me a chance to do disadvantage, so... Oh, there. It was on the wrong thing, so we'll do disadvantage. Oh! How do you guys completely take care of the situation? What does this look like?
Alright, what do you say, Jacob?
So, War's first instinct was just, like, if it's running, it's got all this stuff, he was just gonna go in and try to just, like, lift it off of its front legs so that it couldn't, like, keep going and run into people. And then he was gonna try to just kind of calm it down, and I imagine that's where jump in.
Yeah, Roland.
Yeah, and when you're doing that, Roland will cast the spell and probably like grab its nose, like, "Hey, it's okay, stop it."
Yeah, we see the creature immediately pacify and start to be as docile as a kitten in your presence. And the workers who got thrown away, one of them is just completely knocked out, thrown against one of the buildings, and one of the workers is like tending to him, and the others walk very carefully forward and look at you, Brolin, and they're just like, and then you can hear him talking like, "Calm the beast." It's just, and they're just like, "Come, let's wrangle him," and they gently start to try to wrangle him like best they can, very nervously, and they're able to get the beast back under control, get a new sort of muzzle on the thing, and it doesn't mind at all, as long as you are near. It seems quite docile and quite fixated on you, Brolin, and they're able to get the creature back under control, and they thank you profusely.
Does it look fairly well taken care of?
Make a perception check.
Okay.
My money's on they're still gonna put it down. we're gonna leave, and they're gonna be like, "Well, yep."
It looks like an animal that's definitely been used for work. You can see just sort of the lines where muzzles or or ropes have been put on it before. It doesn't look particularly abused or anything. It looks as though this creature, something may have scared it, or it just may have gotten upset. You could talk to these individuals about it if you're interested.
No, just if he's looking over it and see anything super obvious, and
they just
a whole bunch or something.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you. And yeah, you just get a whole lot of appreciation from these individuals. And yeah, they get back to work as fast as they can when you can probably hear the sound of a Chultan warden just probably call out, "Hey, all of you get back to work. What is the holdup?" No, it's not a Chultan warden. It's in fact somebody that you haven't interacted with before. You see a Dragonborn. A Dragonborn step up, and they have actually an illustration. Individual who looks like this, and he steps up and says, "Well, what's the commotion? What's going on?" And they turn in immediately. They're just like, "Oh, it got out of control. They helped us." He says, "Oh, that one? Well." And he's speaking in pretty fluent Chultan right now, but he immediately switches over to Common and addresses you two. No, if it's you two, he'll stick in Chult. He'll just say, "Thank you for the help, strangers. Always appreciated. When things go wrong. Good day to you." And he just seems like ready to get back to business. But he looks like definitely an important individual. You can see that he has a badge of some sort that has the symbol of Port Nyanzaru upon it. Definitely some sort of official. I think actually, yeah. If he hasn't seen you before, if he hasn't seen you before, he'll introduce himself. "Don't believe I've seen either of you around before. My name is Zadar, Harbor Master." And he'll put out his hand.
War, shake it. My name's War.
And call me Brolin.
Excellent. You look explorer types. Always good to have the skills of those who are magically gifted, or just gifted in general. Looking over at you, War, to help us when things go awry. I'll make sure that other city officials might know that you are here for a positive reason. Says some people get hassled by the guard when things get a little tight. It happens. Some people get taken advantage of. You seem like natives, but I'll put in a good word for you. What are your names?
War.
Brolin.
Huh. And he looks at you and says, "You wouldn't happen to be... I said you were explorers. Are you adventurers by any chance?" Skilled in blade. You cast magic. I can see you. War, you have your weapons on you?
Yeah, he's at least got the new axe.
So you have weapons?
Shield. Yeah.
And he says, "If you're interested, there is a bounty over at my office, just north of the Temple of God. There are pirates that plague these waters. We would be willing to provide you, and others, of course, who are willing to take up the cause, with the means to deal with them. If you're interested, see me in the harbor master's office if you have time.
Keep it in mind. Thank you.
Indeed. Good day, too. And he turns and he says again in it's a thick Chultan accent, "Men!" But like this is how he sounds to you. Like it's a Chultan accent, but he sounds as exquisite Chult as possible. So, men, back to work. Get that dinosaur back working, tied to another boat. Hopefully we don't have any more issues with him. And then you can sort of hear the complaining, like, yeah, we should leave this one to rest or something else. And he's like, no, I won't hear anything of it. Get that thing back working. And he goes back to the task of wardening the warehouse or the warehouse district. And where did Alexandria, Asteria, Valfine? Did you guys just take off, or did you stay to watch that scene?
Valfine's walking with a purpose. Rounding the Coliseum and going up is that like a walkway with?
Yeah,
with
this is
stairs on
a
it?
great walkway. You can see at the end of which is the Mount Sabasa. Yeah, you walk up the steps towards Yukwazi Hill. There's plenty of people packed around the Grand Coliseum trying to get inside to whatever event is going on. You can hear the screaming and yelling of a very large crowd. Asteria and Alexandria, are you following her, or did you stick with Warren Berlin?
I think after seeing that that's probably well handled, might just curiously follow Valfine.
Okay.
Yeah, Belfine seems more interesting at the moment.
Very cool. You make your way across this very large bridge. It's quite beautiful in the way it arcs its way across, and you do remember you've actually run under this bridge before. When you were chasing that individual who stole I forget what they stole exactly from you, but I believe they stole something. Or no, did not from you. They stole something from one of the vendors and was running for it. You can spot from up here the Kaya's House of Repose, hanging to the side of Mount Sabasa, where you first stayed. You can see that the Hall of Gold is obviously shining right in front of you, the biggest building in town. Do you use Mount Sabasa the whole way down to this stair, or do you not approach the Hall of Gold?
I'm gonna stop for a moment. With my passive perception,
Yes.
if I peer into the Red Bazaar from here, are there any alchemist shops around?
Oh yeah. Down in the Red Bazaar? Oh, down in the Red Bazaar, no. What you do see down in the Red Bazaar is a ton of meat. You see it's called the Red Bazaar for a reason. You can see that the streets below are literally flooding with the blood of meat. There's a lot of water here, a lot of pails of water, a lot of full like tubs, and it is a complete meat market.
Gotcha.
You see other people sort of outside of the Thundering Lizard that you can sort of are even from Yokwazi Hill and its thundering applause and stuff. You can hear the raucousness that is the Thundering Lizard. That is the other bar that you were offered to stay at when you first arrived. Between that and Kaya's House of Repose, the Thundering Lizard being a kind of a crazy place. But you can see there's plenty of people piled out in front of there, and these blue tents are actually places for people to sit and eat. That's also considered part of the Thundering Lizard, so it's sort of like outside pavilion areas. So yeah, you can spot that.
Are there any guards nearby?
Oh, plenty.
Can I stop one and ask for directions?
Yeah, you can. What are you asking?
Just looking for.
Yeah, you have
in general, like if we were to travel, where would all of the wares be sold? I guess. Which corner of the?
Yeah, if you're looking for wares in general, he'll point you to the Grand Souk, down over here. The only other place that he would possibly point you would be, I would say. He'll probably say if you're looking for to sell any jewels or anything, the jewel market is obviously a great place to hit. The Grand Souk is going to definitely be the place where you're going to buy and sell most things. He asks if you're looking for anything in particular.
Mostly things of alchemical nature, maybe potions,
Yeah. Alexandria and Asteria, you are right next to Valfine, so this is definitely something you could... I mean, you can hear her asking. You're right on her tail. He would say, if you are looking for potions, you may find some already made in the Grand Souk, but the only potion maker that I know of in town would be, that would be the merchant Prince Otomu, but there are other alchemists who work for him that if you're interested in maybe more minor wares, up near the dye works, and he'll point you north past Mount Sabasa.
Okay. Thank you.
Excellent. Asteria and Alexandria just staying at Valfine's side, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Asteria gets lost along the way through the Coliseum.
Oh, do you get lost in the Coliseum area?
Yeah.
Yeah, we leave. You guys leave out here, and Asteria is lost in the Coliseum area. She gets left behind. That's perfect. I'm excited about this. I'll come. Warren Brolin, since I'm using the initiative track right now, and then we'll go right to Asteria. Warren Brolin, what are you guys doing? You don't see your three friends anymore. They've completely lost you.
Outside or inside a city, it doesn't matter. It's like befriending animals by the day now.
Yeah, this is like the second one in the last couple days, isn't it? Well, me.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
He slaps you on the
Shell?
equivalent of your shoulder. But wait, where everybody else go? Oh no.
Yeah, you did not see where they went.
Supposed to be at the damn bathhouse. Where is everyone? Oh.
The women seem to have disappeared.
The women. Just your tone.
All right, listen. I don't know about no women, but those three could destroy the port.
You're not wrong, but we should continue. I don't know where they are. I don't know how to find them.
Brolin and War, you guys are
We
just
go the last place that we knew that we were going.
You gonna continue to the bathhouse?
Yeah.
No. So they go. Filthy!
There's no way they hear you.
At the top.
You're right next to Yoquazi Hill, like the loudest place in the city.
I like how Brolin picks out Valfine out of the three of them. That was the one he should be calling for.
Well, you're the one most likely to hear him.
I suppose this is true, yeah.
Maybe the one most likely to answer.
Yeah. I mean, could locate plants and animals. I mean, technically, she is
Excuse me?
a were-tiger. Alexander is a were.
It's not an animal.
Close.
It's a monstrosity.
I would argue that point, but go on.
Roland, we'll meet them at the bathhouse.
I just don't want to have to pay another. I don't have another. Listen, I'm broke. I got nothing. Nothing else. I have nothing else in the tank. Okay.
War's gonna shake your hand with money in it.
Are you gonna give him some money?
Yeah, he's
All
like,
right. Give him a trade. If you drag your card onto his portrait, it'll trade. So you gotta drag the coin.
Yep.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. And you can straight trade.
Programming magic.
Yeah. Thank our gracious DM for doing this for us.
Too fun. I love the coins.
that's pretty cool.
Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. Sorry.
So we see you guys start to make your way through the fish market. That is also a very filled, packed place. You can't see much outside of the smell of fish, and which is literally probably visible within the air, and just the massive amount of people. Tons of people are here. Fish is the main food source of the port. Next would probably be dinosaur meat and stuff in the Red Bazaar, but fish is it's like fish and dinosaur meat. Those are the two diets. So the Red Bazaar and the fish market are just packed areas as it is. This side, when we get over into the actual market ward, which we are full in, this is the busier side of the city by far. And you guys start to make your way up towards the public bathhouse, and as you do, you have to shift over to the side as you see what looks to be a series of officials. They're wearing bright green dyed clothes, and they hold flags on them that have the symbol of Port Nyanzaru, and they're immediately like, out of the way, and Chult, out of the way, and they sort of like push the crowds out of the way in either direction, and we immediately start to hear the and the races fly past you and towards the fish market. You're not sure even how that situation deals out, but the races literally fly past you. You see 1, 2, 3, 4 racers, and all of these individuals, by the way, with these flags, they're on smaller dinosaurs, so they're kind of like following the race and kind of pushing people out of the way, and like essentially being mobile like race barriers to like pierce people out of the way for them to move, and so that the races themselves can travel on any streets within Port Nyanzaru. So you're shifted out of the way as you see the huge racing dinosaurs bolt past, and you start to move your way even further towards the public bathhouse. As you get there,
what was that?
Somebody nearby will immediately just be like, the dinosaur races, quite exciting, aren't they? If you're interested in the betting booths, they are down by the Grand Souk. Always good to make a little bit of coin. And then he disappears into the crowd. My hook man. Let's move back to Asteria. Asteria, we can hear. Oh, I need to get the crowd music here. I haven't had my huge crowds going. Crowds large. Yeah.
Oh, hook man.
The crowds of Yelwaka Hill, you can hear the cheering. What is your plan here? What do you do at the Grand Coliseum, Asteria?
It was mostly to get separated, but I am try to get in to go see the Coliseum.
Yeah.
Any fights are going on?
Yeah, you step inside and you see that the place is completely packed. You know it's going to take some gold to get in here. They are asking for 5 silver pieces to enter into the show. Do you have that?
Yeah, I do.
Excellent. Just dump it. Trade it with me. Hold it. You want to drag it over onto my screen, or you'll. Yeah, cool. So go ahead and hand me 5 silver pieces.
Can I actually grab that one back? It won't let me because of where it's at.
Where did it go? Did you throw it onto the screen?
Yeah, it's beneath. It's right between you and Wars.
Who in Wars? I'm not here. I'm not a player. You and War.
I got it. We're good.
Okay, you're good. All right, there we go. Now put more in there. I need 5. I love this trade. 2 more coins, please.
Well, let me trade it.
All right, I'll accept the trade. And trade me again. Oh, you're down to 1. Oh, you have a 10 silver piece. Oh, there we go. There's the copper. Yeah, you give him like odd change, and he kind of looks at you for a moment. Trade accepted. There we go. Cool. You are let past the doors. It takes a little bit of time for you to get inside, but you're able to find a seat in the packed arena, and the cheers are just going extremely loud, just around the rim. People are packed, and you see exactly what the attraction is. There are 3 huge grizzly bears, like imported from far away, and there is a single female warrior in between them. We watch as the grizzly bears come at her. They look savage and just absolutely angry. She's soaked head to toe in blood. She has on her a buckler and a long sword, or that special long sword. It's like a quilkie or something. It's called the special like Chultan weapon of the curved blade. Yokwa, yeah, and she has like sort of just like the long shield as a buckler her side. She's extremely muscular and powerful, and as the bears come at her, you watch as she expertly dives and dodges out of the way, taking them down one at a time, coming down to the very last one where it rips her weapons away, and she goes like claw to claw with the thing and is able to literally pin down a grizzly bear and bring it into the dirt, and she snaps its neck. And as she snaps its neck and it is killed, the crowd erupts and she takes off her helmet and you see the Chultan prince. Let me get the because you've seen her statue before and it was pointed out to you by Samuel Dren. Yeah, you see Akeen Afa. And here she is. And she holds up just her two bloody hands and lets out just a big, just blood curdling roar. And you can see a couple teeth are missing. You can see that she's got like scars and rips on her, and the crowds are going crazy. They're throwing flowers, they're throwing coins at her, and she is just taking it all in and loving it. You can see that there is another prince here residing Judgment, another important individual, of which I don't know if you know this person's name. I don't know if you've seen them before, but you see a not that one. Not that one. It would be her. You see no, still no. I know who it would be. You see an old woman. She looks like this. As the crowd cheers at the amazing performance, they all quiet down as this individual steps up, and she holds out her fist and puts out a thumb straight forward, and everybody hesitates and waits, classic gladiatorial style, and she puts her thumb up, and most people, they're just like, they're more or less expecting it, but there still comes a crowd cheer, and you can see Akeen Afa just sort of nod her head expectantly, and people continue to throw prizes at her as she just sort of doesn't pick up a single one. They just sort of the flowers fall off of her as she exits the arena, and there is sort of like a break happening. People are kind of filtering out to get food to come back for possibly the next show. You find out that there's supposed to be some like wizards battling with a hydra. They brought in a hydra, and yeah, that's supposed to be the next kind of cool thing that's happening. What are you doing during all of this, Asteria?
Oh, I'm super interested in seeing the two more of the princes or princesses, I guess, in this case.
Do you try to ask around for her name, the one that you don't know?
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, someone will say, "Oh, that is Xanthi, the oldest of the princes. She has been around since the dawn of time." Make an investigation check, actually. See what you can get out of this. And then we'll move down the line. Nice, 21. Yeah, you ask a little bit more about her and you get from some people just like, "You will watch out for that one. It is said that she is one of the only members of the Yetepka society that still live. You do not want to cross Xanthi. She's powerful." Yeah, you learn that bit of information. You probably also learn something else that's kind of interesting. Somebody with a 21, the person would probably add to that, "Should send you one of those coins, the ones that are made of iron with the horns. It is a mark of death. If you get one, throw it in the river and run for your life." That is a little bit that you learn, Asteria. Do you stick around for the second part of the show? Is this where Asteria finds herself for the good part of the afternoon?
She watches the next show, and then she wanders off and tries to figure out some of the more shady areas and see if she can't acquire some of those.
Some of those coins, excellent. So Asteria has broken off from the party. That's perfect. Alexandria, you are with Valfine. Valfine's sort of making your way, asking questions about this sort of alchemy thing. Sort of seems to be on her own agenda right now. What are you doing? Are you sticking with her? Are you talking to her? What's the...
I think she'll stick with her for a little bit without really saying anything, but after a while she might start asking her questions. She doesn't really have anything to do right now. So she's probably going to be like the nagging little sister in this venture. Just, what you doing? What are you up to? Where are we going? Are we there yet?
Is that spoken as delivered?
Maybe with a little more tact, but it would become very clear very quickly that she's not here for any particular task. She just wants to spend time with her friend.
Okay.
She doesn't she might not know how long she's going to be around.
Do I need to roll an inside check? That's what's going on.
I mean, if you suspect dubiosity.
I always expect dubiosity if it comes from you.
Duplicity.
Oh,
What?
anyway. Yeah.
What? When it comes from me? Or is that, you know what? I was fine with that statement until the very end.
Until you said it.
Me. She doesn't really dodge the question. It's more of she gives more of a frank answer. Well, I mean, it would be a waste to spend an entire day on just one or two things, especially handing over a ruby to a merchant prince.
Right? I didn't think that was a good idea.
Yeah.
Why do you think it was a bad idea? I want to make sure that my idea was the correct one.
I don't agree with handing over a rare jewel. I think that they could come in handy, in my experience, and used for something else. I think we should have given him coin instead, or sold those strange snakes they crapped out of the air.
Yeah, not entirely sure of what we could use those snakes for anyway.
No, I'm sure that the ruby was much more precious than it seemed.
Well, he did take it without a single problem. I mean, it's going to take him effort to sell it, so it's got to be worth more than the 100.
So, Valfine's gonna look at Valoria. Let's not kid ourselves here. Not Alexandria. I think we all know at this point. She's gonna kind of she's gonna turn up her nose at the smell of ridiculous mixing of red meat and fish smell.
Yeah, that is you guys are right in between these two smells that collide with each other.
Cooking in the sun.
Yeah, yeah. It's all very fresh.
With my passive 18 perception, my nose begins to burn.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
Maybe we should get moving.
Yeah. You guys make your way past the Hall of Gold? Or do you... Okay. Avoid the bazaars?
Yes, let's not walk through the fish stalls, please.
Yeah. Where, as you make your way out over here, down the massive steps to Mount Sabasi, imagine there's plenty of traffic down here, these huge long steps, you're sort of making your way down. Do you head towards the public bathhouse or towards the dye works? Valfine, you're leading this, Alexander's following you. The public bathhouse has Mushrib, and the impending funeral, and the dye works area, promises possibly an alchemist.
I'm conflicted. What time of day is it?
Oh, we're just getting past noon.
Fuck. Mm.
Brolin told you don't have to come.
It's true, we could all be split up.
Yeah, but as Valoria was saying, we're not monsters either. I think paying respects would be respectful.
Yeah.
As she winces a little bit.
Yeah, do you step towards the bathhouse? Start to make your
Yeah,
way?
I'm gonna move toward the bathhouse. See, people are gathering in there.
Hey, Valfine.
And, yes.
Twang! You feel like a chord is being struck within you. You stop for a moment as a sharp pain in your back bites at you. And your passive 18 perception, as you make your way up towards the bathhouse, you swear you see the sheen of a string making its way down a dark alley towards the dye works. Just for a moment.
The dark alley.
Oh yeah, this one. And I think we stop your scene right there in that moment when we see what only you see. The pain in your back causing some sort of effect, you believe. You see a string, just the shine of it, for a moment lead down that alley. And that's where we're going to leave you, because I like that moment.
You would do that.
I do.
Sure.
Let's step over to our last scene.
He's doing this to both of us.
To Brolin and War, I am. To Brolin and War, as you approach the public bathhouse, you can see that people are sort of shuffling their way in. There seems to be a portrait on the entrance to the bathhouse that looks to be Musharib himself. There is a sort of like donation area thing, similar to the shell that was normally inside the public bathhouse, seems to be pulled out, and people are moving in. It's a good amount of people, mostly dwarves. You see a lot of albino dwarves here from a distance. You can see at least like 20. Some of them you don't recognize, Brolin, as they sort of shuffle their way into the bathhouse. And as you guys approach, you're probably not even 100 feet when, Brolin, you hear a very familiar voice call out to you. Brolin! It's Brolin!
You know who that is?
And you see a small, little dwarf, short, pale skin. He's wearing a shirt that's probably too big for him. Brolin, it's you! And it's Jimmy. It is, it's Brolin! And you get immediately tackled in your legs as you make your way over. And you can see the individual that they were with in the line into the bathhouse turn. And you see his father. It is... let me get my notes.
Uncle Boris.
Is Uncle Boris. And he turns and he looks at you and he says, Brolin, it's you! And he starts and he pats over, and he's just like, he pats over to a lady who's just like way too old, way past her age of a dwarf. She's got these tiny little glasses. She's going full grandma from Coco. And she's just like, huh? What? And he's just like, he's like, Eddie Paleshadow, that's Brolin! And it's Brolin! Jimmy. And then yeah, you see, Is that my little Brolin? So, Brolin, give me a hug. And she immediately hugs a random person in front of her. No, anti-pale Santa, that's Brolin over there. These three individuals, he's like shoving him towards, like, there he is, and she just like makes her way up with her little dwarven iron walker. You can see like two sides of the walker have like hammers on either side. Just like, Brolin, it's been so long since I've seen you. Give your auntie a kiss.
I pat her on the head. There you go.
Oh, she takes your hand and oh, your lips are so soft.
Okay, then.
You see Boris roll his eyes. Says, "Oh, she lost her sight a long time ago. Oh, Jimmy's really happy to see you, Brolin."
Yeah, I bet he is. Ward, this is my
Oh, who's this big fella?
He kind of bends down and gives him a handshake.
Oh, I never knew you'll know. He's gonna say, "Oh yeah, what's the name of the dragon turtle in front of the Bay of Chult?" Shit, it's like Arang or something. I didn't know you'll know Akran. Oh, I hear you eat ships.
Yeah, this is the last of the Fire Forges. If my brother could see it now.
Auntie Pale Shatter comes over and he's like, "Look, hey Pale Shatter, it's Arkran." And she says, "Alan, my old husband, is that you?" "No, Arkran." "Alan, you look so handsome. I didn't know you were dead." "But you were dead. Come embrace your beautiful wife." She starts to make her way over to you. And we just hear Jimmy, "Brolin."
We're just kind of standing there for that part.
So
Like,
after the hijinks, yeah, we signaled Boris says, Come, get in line. Let us pay our respects to Mushurib. My what would he be to you? That would be his nephew. My nephew Mushurib. And Brolin, it's good to see you. Don't know where you've been. You get in the line, he's like, but Mushurib, he has a will. Apparently, it has to do with you. So, you should stick around. Seems he might have left you something. Didn't leave us anything.
He left you the goddamn house.
And he says, that thing's falling apart. He says, he didn't even live there. He lived here most of the time.
Well, considering what he was going through, I'm pretty sure it was justified.
Brolin! Jimmy,
I swear to God.
I love you. He says, listen, I think it's something real serious, Brolin. Something that Mushurib wanted you to do before he died. Something important. Well, after he died, really, is what I heard.
Alright, listen, Boris. Boris, look at me. I need you to think.
What?
Do you remember back when we lived at the Harakma, right?
I do.
Oh my God. You remember? Does the name Ash mean anything to you?
Hmm?
Ash. A-S-H.
1 second, I'm not quite that old. He leans over. Auntie Pale Shadow. Huh? Auntie Pale Shadow. Do you know someone named Ash? Ask me what? Ash. She says, I don't know anyone by that name. He says, we don't know anyone by that name.
Okay. As you see, War, this is why I like to spend my days in the jungle and in the dirt.
He kind of claps you on the back of the shoulder. It's like
family's
family.
Our last scene, we see you guys enter into the public bathhouse where you see as people enter, they are taking off their clothes. You see the body of your brother for the first time in a long time. He is in the center of the 4 pools of the public bathhouse, which are all filled with his favorite bath, the ice bath. And everybody's taking off their clothes, setting it to the side, and stepping in and surrounding him in the bath to pay respects. There also is plenty of ale going around. You can see there are casks lining the walls. People are pouring it full of ale, and they are stepping into the icy water to honor Musharib. And yeah, you can see that he is also on a funeral pyre, and you know, as per tradition of dwarven funerals, he will be burned, and his ashes put in an urn. And where those will go, we will find out next time when we play on next Monday, I think, guys. When we collect, very good episode. I couldn't wait to play those characters. I'm sure you all knew.
Were you preparing? Were you preparing?
I think he watched The Princess Bride in preparation.
This dead ass motherfucker is going to ask Brolin to take his stupid ashes to that goddamn city. I'm calling it right now.
Oh yeah.
I want Alexandria to meet Boris, little Jimmy.
Well, I mean, this has already happened. I'm not there, so I guess I missed it. Darn. Shoot.
You didn't want to meet Boris.
Get there, but apparently Valfine has to follow string around the city. I'm not going to leave my girl behind.
Oh, yeah, you got that string. Twang.
That good string.
Dude.
Gotcha.
Listen, if you need string,
and we have
a whole market.
That is not what I was searching for, but thanks.
We also go ahead.
Fucking dwarven family. One guy who speaks like Christopher Walken. The other dude speaks like Danny DeVito. The other two can barely communicate.
This is what happens when you live too long.
And one of them is elderly Billy Crystal.
Crystal. And we have...
Like, bro, you're alive. Thank God. Could you imagine the Fire Forges? Boris.
Not Boris and his weird son Jimmy.
His son Jimmy. You are our last hope.
Oh man. We also have Asteria going towards Tariki Anchorage to the black markets on her own to pick up some of those iron coins. That's another thing we have happening. Into Flaming Fist territory by herself, which I think is awesome. so awesome.
You would, of course.
I love that I have... Let me just take your tokens. Well, you haven't decided yet. Nope. Not yet. I'm not going to move you. I just want all my people in different
what
places.
I'm going to do. Don't even.
Yeah.
Think I'm going to let that one go?
Let's get you over,
Let that go?
over here towards the dye works. I got everybody in different places. I freaking love it. Let's get Asteria over by the gate. Yeah, I got you all separated over the market ward. Next episode should be pretty freaking wacky. Too fun. All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining me in our adventure, friends. And thank you those who are watching us on Twitch. You can catch us again next Monday for the continuing episode of this adventure where we find out what will happen with all the strings we've left behind for us to follow. If you're watching this back home, whether it is morning, noon, night, if you're watching it on YouTube or after it's been uploaded to Twitch, hope you're having a great day. Keep well, friends, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks again. Bye!
Is it Monday yet?
Is it Monday yet? Bye!